My name is Wayne Herschel. I'm researcher and author of the Hidden Records book. These are 3 items that are now in the museum quality replica availabilities. 3 very famous pieces of paper, 2 on papyrus, 1 on parchment. These are copies, so obviously they're not exactly the real thing. Yes, they may look like the real thing, but they are collector's copies. I'm going to start with the UFO papyrus in Egypt. This is the Djed Hons Uraf Ankh papyrus. Okay, large piece of evidence for the celestial ship theory that I propose are real ships that come from the heavens. It's an Egyptian museum piece that everybody can see on display in Cairo. It has Nut, the goddess of all stars, personified as the woman embodied with stars. Okay, this is Nut. She stretched forth from horizon. You'll see fingers touching here to feet touching the other horizon there, from one horizon to the other, and the line at the bottom is terra firma, and there's a story taking place there, and the important part being in the middle of the screen right now. Okay, so basically what this papyrus is speaking of is the first time, the beginning of humanity, the genesis of humanity, and there's an interaction with Shu and Geb. Geb is green because he's representing personification of the earth, and he's the male aspect, whereas the female aspect is the heavens. It's the combining of heaven and earth to begin life. It's a bit of a tradition. There's a story about the ship that flies. You see it has its own terra firma, and above the standard terra firma where the Sphinx is sitting. Is this the real Sphinx? Let's have a closer look. Okay, first of all, it has the leg of the bull touching the toes of Nut. And from her womb, you'll see in her womb area, there's the Ra symbol. It's the beginnings of life, and life has been very well portrayed on this thing with the ankh at the bottom and 3 dots in a row. Obviously it's spoken symbols, but based from original pictoglyphs. What makes it the Sphinx of Egypt? Quite simply, the dream steel above its head. There's its crown, the Osiris Walduck. That's a statue that once was positioned beneath the chin. The leg of the bull touching the toes is showing that the place of the womb of Nut, this womb area of Nut, is the place of the leg of the bull, Pleiades area. And it's literally saying, touching down on earth from the Pleiades, the celestial ship arriving on the back of the Sphinx. That's what this main story is about, that celestial ship in the middle of your screen. And here is a small depiction of it and where it landed. Remember, the back of the Sphinx is completely flat. It has a dome, 3 legs, and light radiating in many colors. What can you say? This is probably the first time in Egypt. There's another papyrus here. This is the Dama Herob Ouroboros papyrus. My camera is not very good with yellow at the moment. There's far too much yellow in the picture. It's actually quite the opposite. It's very dull. This particular picture, would you believe, is telling the same story as the one I've just shown you, in a different way. It has the bull of Taurus. Remember, the bull has the disc between its horns. It's showing that the area behind the back of Taurus is where the gods come from, our ancestors. The Ouroboros is the serpent eating its tail. This is the cosmic serpent, and it's shown at the opening of the Stargate with his feet stepping out of it, showing where he comes from. He's coming from the area of Taurus on the back of the bull. But where is he landing? Exactly as the other papyrus. Instead of it being the Sphinx like that, they've shown the Sphinx with 2 sides being portrayed. I can prove on my Hidden Records website that this is the symbol for the Sphinx of Egypt, with having a double-sided lion, and this is where it touches down. This is where the Stargate opens. And it's literally a cosmic serpent, one of the cosmic conduits from the Tree of Life that is part of God creation. See these arms outstretched on each side of it? The eye of all-seeing creation is associated. This is the riding of these hands of God, so to speak, these cosmic serpent streamers from the Tree of Life, that these beings, there's a big sun behind him, there's the sun where he comes from, just like on top of the bull's horns, common in Egypt. This is telling exactly the same story, and they even include here 3 suns being depicted. It's quite an amazing piece. This is something completely different to Egyptology. This is the Key of Solomon parchment. It comes from the Clavicula Solomus collection. It's in the British Library. It's a parchment. Okay, it's not real parchment, but it's the best we can do for a duplication. I propose that this is the Key of Solomon. This is the actual key to unlock his mystery. And what the key is all about, it's the Orion constellation, the double cross. These, apparently in Aramaic, are speaking slightly northeast, slightly southeast, slightly southwest. It's a map, it's a window, and it's showing that Orion is this cross. Now, to use this cross, you need to know what it's showing the way to. And here's the puzzle, the cipher puzzle that I propose is the Key of Solomon star map. In simplicity, there's our double cross right there. That is the exact same item right there, the double cross. Orion's belt. Follow the 3 stars in a row of Orion's belt to find the star. The 3 kings, remember the biblical reference? Follow the 3 kings that follow from the east. This rises in the east like this to find the star associated with the Christ, the beginnings of Christ. This little map is very clever. It's got a puzzle outer rim. Okay, just like a stargate, isn't it? It has the square inside the middle, squaring the circle. It has the Akhet, which is the horizon with the sun on it. Another Akhet here. This is west and east. What it's saying is, this is the ecliptic, and the star can be found on the ecliptic, which is true. That's what I found in my research. And if you look closely at it, it's a star with 4 orbitals, a solar system, and a beam of light coming down to terra firma. That's why I'm holding it this way around. Some of the writing is upside down in Hebrew, but this is the beam of light, just like in the Senmet tomb, showing the way down from the star. Now, we have Orion. There's one more piece of the puzzle. Okay, it shows this is in the 10 o'clock position. Wouldn't it be amazing if this is the position Orion is in the sky, at the same time this puzzle piece constellation being put together is in association with Orion? If these 2 constellations are in correct orientation for the star, and it's amazing. This piece I'll show on an animation on my website, forms the Pleiades. It forms it with little lines joining the stars together to make the leg of the bull. And with the Pleiades being in the right position, in the middle, in the right orientation, this whole star map with Orion and Pleiades is solved. That's the Key of Solomon parchment.